Karen Reed and why is her attorney on my timeline tussling with the judge? Like, what is going on, y'all? Watch this next clip because it really had me cackling.
That is not how it should be, and it's over our strong objection. They need to see that there is a not guilty option for the subordinate charges. If they come back guilty on, for instance, involuntary manslaughter, that's immediately appealable. They didn't have an option on the verdict form to find her not guilty. It's almost like the court is directing a verdict of the subordinate charges.
Okay. I disagree with you. Ms. Giannetti, you've seen verdict slips exactly like this. Okay?
I actually haven't really.
Have you had no lesser includeds?
No, we've always had lesser includeds, but I have not seen a verdict slip there where not guilty is not an option for the
Okay. I disagree with
The judge looked to the other attorney and said, you agree with me, right? And the attorney stood up and said, absolutely the hell not. What does she expect that man to say? Backstory, this is what they're arguing about. This is the verdict slip. And you see here, it has all these offenses. But if you look down here at, 3, 4, for example, these are lesser included offenses. You see here, it says involuntary manslaughter. You see, it only says guilty. What the attorney is saying, the defense attorney is saying that there should be a not guilty, a little line and a little box you can check next to not guilty to show that you think Karen Reed is not guilty of those lesser included offenses. As it looks here, right, the attorney is saying that a juror might think that you can only find Karen Reed guilty of these offenses. There's no not guilty option. Now, the judge is saying, well, obviously, if they don't select the box next to the manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter charge, for example, then they're finding Karen Reed not guilty. Now, people were confused about that. They were saying, well, obviously, that makes sense. No. First and foremost, you have to understand common sense ain't so common. What's common sense to you might not be common sense to somebody else. What's common sense to you might be common sense to you because you watch a lot of criminal trials, you watch a lot of criminal cases, you've seen verdict slips before, you've heard judges explain verdict slips before. Maybe you are well versed in that arena, but you have to understand that a lot of jurors, a lot of people on the street are absolutely not, and they might not understand what they need to do here. And the judge was asking the co-counsel, the other defense attorney, well, you've seen this before, right? You've seen it where there's no not guilty next to each lesser included offense. And that other defense attorney said, no, I haven't, and I've tried cases before, either this court or wherever, and I have not seen a verdict form like this that does not have the not guilty next to the lesser included offenses. So that's essentially what that argument was about. And